guess what? That's that grinder that they said I didn't register, according to Ridgid. So I'm thinking there's something not good in there, right? Like a fuse or something? Fuse, circuit breaker, all the above, but the way I'm gonna know is open her up, right? Right? So got all my sockets over here. I gotta take this little shield out first because it seems to be in the road of getting to two of the screws. I'm not a big shield fan, but somewhere or other there's got to be a secret way to get this off, right? Huh? There it is. You got to turn it totally the opposite way. Yeah. Hey, I could forget to put that on. And then this whole plastic thing comes off, I think. Got your little dog, holds the safety, and then this plastic thing spins around, I guess. Or maybe it lines up. It probably lines up some certain way too. There we go. Right around the other way. So you got to spin it all the way around. Same scenario as the other thing. Alright, if you have plastic bags, you might want to put it in there. Alright, so we got four screws, and I don't know what they are. Let's say they're 15. 15. Looks like I may be able to get them. No. No. You get two out, and this thing's in the road, so you gotta remove that. They're not tamper-proof though, so it's one thing nice. Except for I got tamper-proof sockets, so. Huh? You also give it a little shot of grease in there. This is not directional. Maybe you can get them. No, you could probably, if you had a thinner socket, you could probably get them off. Right, so this little guy right here, burns right out. Lots of grease in it though. Isn't that nice? Yep. So you could mark on there if you want which way you want it to go. But there's an arrow right here on the bottom pointing towards the handle. Alright. So I just got to get two more out. They're all the same length. Okay. And then I'm going to put that back in there in case I don't get right back to it. Because I tend to have stuff tore apart for a couple days. Sometimes a couple weeks. It doesn't want to come out yet. Let me put the two screws back in the end. Keep it all together so I don't have to worry about dropping it on the floor. As my floor is a little cleaner, but still not the place that I wanted. All right. this is supposed to come apart. It is not. It's supposed to slide out of there, but it's not. So, just so you know. Alright. Looks like I can get most of the screws out, but not all of them. There's two down here on the end of the barrel that I might not be able to get out. Alright, so they've even dropped down to a smaller screw, a smaller one than that. Well, that one was 20. And the other one was 15. Let's see. 15 is still too big for the new ones. Let's drop down to a 10. Here's a 10. Yep. These other ones are 10. I'm not sure how I'm going to get the other ones out. Two, three. Alright. Then of course I forgot totally about this down in here. There's something underneath here. I thought initially it was just a cold air filter, but let's see. Yeah, it's still a cold air filter. You get some air in there, circulate up. All right. And got two more down here. Looks like I can get one with my driver, and then I need to try to figure out how I'm going to get the other one out. This. This does not get down in there. Yeah. Yeah, it goes down in there and then I can't move it. Huh. Let's see. I think you got it. Let's see. Yep. If you caught how I did that one. Alright. Not sure. This is supposed to come apart. Let's see if we can get it apart. Yeah. Looks like they married the plastic together somewhat. There it comes. Alright. Let's see if there's any kind of contraptions behind the handle. No? Just slides in there like that with a lock. Speed control. Where's? I feel like they're all in good shape here. I'm not seeing anything burnt or disconnected. They say that this speed control is what goes out. And they want just as much as a speed control as they want for a new one. New one. Let's see. That's got 3 on it. Okay, we got it plugged in. Let's push the button. Shouldn't do anything. Something's clicking. That's clicking. I am not getting this motor to turn. It does not want to turn. You seeing that? I don't have you guys zoomed in, but when I hit this button, it's clicking, but it's not turning. It's like, and this is the fan, and the fan doesn't turn. Yeah. No fan. I've been trying to find one of these on Marketplace. Somebody's trying to get rid of cheap, and they're not. Maybe that bearing's bad. This is supposed to slide apart. This is supposed to slide out of that. And it's not doing it. Interesting, huh? Well, it's got red wire here. It's got the circuit breaker there, the white wire there. This gear is not going to let it come apart. I'll tell you that right now. So did I get a bearing bad? Did I have a bad bearing in it? It's a bad bearing. I can get a bearing for it. Just grinding them along, and all of a sudden goes stopped. You know what I mean? That bearing's good. That turns. That there's a little nut on it. It holds that gear on. I don't think if I tap, no, there's someplace to hold the bearing in. Let's see if I can. Nope. If I can get that nut off, maybe that gear will stay on that shaft, and then I can pull that gear off once I would think. What do you think that's? What are you thinking? I think that nut goes. Oh, now it's turning. All right. It jammed up for a minute. Did you see that? All right, let's get this plugged back in. All right, let's give her a try. Oh yeah. All right. We found out what it was. That bearing locked up. Now this locked up again, right? Yep. All right. So now all we got to do now is see if we can get this apart and replace both bearings, top and bottom, huh? Yeah. All right. How do we mark? How do we mark which way the wires go, huh? Yeah. Oh, you just had stuff to take apart sitting here for a long time. I think somebody else might have bumped it again too. Yeah. So I'm going to take a picture of it. I could take a picture with you guys too, but I got to figure out how to get that apart. And all right. So how do I mark? Okay, so the weight is on this end. So I mark that side of the housing, and the weight goes on that end. See if I can unplug these guys. I'm assuming maybe they're soldered on. Think? Could be. Yep. I'm saying they're soldered on. So just take yourself a picture of exactly how this all gets tucked in there. You know what I mean? It's got one little wire that runs down here and it sits down in its cavity and goes way up around. So probably take a picture of that too, because I'll be scratching my melon trying to figure where that wire goes. Alright. So pull that all apart. You got it all snuck on down through there. This is kind of like a little ground that goes around the screw in the end. Alright. Now, I gotta find a little baggie to put all them screws in. I think I had one, yeah, right here. Don't throw your Torx screws down in there, because you know what? You'll be looking for them. Torx bits, and then you'll go, where'd them go? And then you'll like, I don't know. I just lost my little rubber thing for the end of it. Alright, all there. 2 handles. You can just put that right back together. You can clean this guy up when you got it apart too. Make it look new. Alright. Alright, so I still have this guy still out. And these guys seem to be soldered on or something probably. They don't want to move. So I don't want to mess with them. Don't want to mess them up. Alright. It is there's a flat spot on the end of your crankshaft, I guess you call it. I'll have to find out where my vice grips are, because here's some small ones. Small ones. These are small. Alright, there's that. Now, I don't know what that is. You know what it is? And I want to say it's going the opposite way. Yeah. Woo! I don't know if you've been watching, but I've saved little grease out of motors and such things as that, and everybody said just buy some new stuff, but there ain't. This is a different grade of grease. A different grade of grease. That looks like 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter. I think I have one somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Don't get lost. I didn't think I'd get it loose, but I did. It's I put a pair. It's got like a flat spot on the end of the crank. I was able to get vice grips on it, and it turns counterclockwise, and then I was able to get that right out of there. That's what it looks like. Flat spot. It slid off me a couple times, but she's turning kind of hard. Turning hard, she is. Let's see. I don't know about that though. It looks like to me it's just right around here. It's kind of like plastic, just sliding up on the thing. But see if I can work it up off there without damaging it. I don't know. I did just not paying attention, damage one of the fins, but yep. Alright, so there's little indents here to get those screws out, and I think they're 10. I think they're 10. Let's see. Nope. It was, oh, that's not 10 anyways, is it? It wasn't 10. It was, I don't know what it was. It wasn't 10. That's a 9. So, definitely is a 10. 15. I had a 10 here, maybe I threw it in that bag that I told you not to do. Yeah, threw something in there. Oh, I ended up having to take all the grease out of it, out of this cup in here, so it could get down in there. I didn't want to, but I did. So, let's see. Woo! One out, 2 out. That other one was slipping. 3. I don't know if I can get this other one to come out now. No, I'm going to have to get that one, guys, with the vice grips. Yeah, I got some small ones somewheres. I think you've seen them before. because this whole thing is plastic. They don't want it to last. This has been warrantied out once already. I don't know how to get a hold of that. I did have that Dremel. I did have my little Dremel that I cut a little slice in. Let me see if I can find out where my red handled little pliers are. I'll bring you back. Well, I tried to cut a slice in it, and wherever I left it at, I lost it. And these are little 10mm screws. Got 3 of them out. One I can't get out. So I tried to put a file. Try to put a file slice in, and then find my little cheap Harbor Freight stuff. I couldn't find that. So my last little option was, you can shut that door. Was to pound a 15 into it, and then put some WD on it and work it back and forth, and that's kind of where I'm at. I get it to move back and forth a little bit, but then it's really small and really small. Whatever that was. Something. And you gotta be careful when you clamp this little aluminum in the vise. When that's what I did. The spot that you're clamping on will put some pressure on the aluminum and cause you to have more slippage. Again, this is all caused me a lot of problems. Probably looks like it'll be pretty easy to go back together, but it's coming apart. Never thought to be careful with your wires. Just make sure you're underneath the bottom of your housing and then tap it a little bit. Yeah, it's still slipping on me, but I did get it up about 4 or 5 threads, which is not bad at all. You can see that the motor is going down that way, maybe a little bit. Just trying to get this plastic impeller off the top, because you need that in one piece. But see, there's like a little steel sleeve in here. Now I'm not sure if that's comes with this or that, because it doesn't really, when I go up here to try to slide that off, the little sleeve doesn't want to seem to want to leave or something. You know what I'm saying? Does the sleeve want to stay with this bushing, or does it want to come apart? I do notice when I turn in this that this tends to push this apart. If that makes any sense to you guys. I can screw it in, but I can't screw it out. And they put these screws so close in the steel housing here that I can't get a hold of it. Yeah. Can't get a hold of it like that. I do not have I get the little cheap screwdrivers because they tend to get lost, and I lose them. I set them in different places and forget where I put them at. More than you think. I don't know what I'm going to do for the new screw. Because I'm going to try to get a new one. But there's no guarantee that I'm going to find one with a little, at least a Phillips screw on it. Coming out. I'm probably going to have to do a part 2 in this for you guys, because I'd love to bring the camera down here so you can hear me grunt and making all kinds of noise. But you find yourself a little box, put all your stuff in, so as you turn it apart, if you get sidetracked like I do. I just got I got one of my jobs finished that I put up, and if I had a Dremel, I'd just put a little slice in it and screw that back in there, but I don't have. I gotta find my Dremels. This is a weird looking motor in here, I'm telling you. Alright, I got the screws out, so in the next video I'll say me showing this, taking this apart, and yeah, because she's a different breed of motor, she is. Yep, I got my grease in there, over there, got them parts there. I should probably put in the bag, which is that part, this guy right there. Yeah, that's all together. Yep, let me show you what it looks like on the back side. So there's no way I was going to get that, pull that apart. There was no way I was going to pull that apart with that bearing in there. Yeah. I'm glad I opted to try to take that nut off inside there, which is funny because now it's pressed torqued on. I don't know how I'm going to get that pressed torque back on again. Alright, we'll leave you with the picture of the motor.